Hey Internet, Eric here. Back with another video for you guys. In October, my theme, I guess you would say, is horror movies that I've never seen. I did Horror of Dracula, I did Madman, and then now I'm doing one that has been recommended by a lot of people. I think Mike from American Werewolf in New Jersey, he's one of them. Today, from I believe it's 1980. Yes, that's what it says. I am doing with George C. Scott. I'm discussing The Changeling. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. Basic plot of this one is George C. Scott. He is well, piano instructor, music instructor, what have you, and he and his wife. Move that out of the way. He and his wife and child are out on vacation or they're traveling somewhere. An accident happened, and his wife and child are killed. What he's doing now is he's taking solitude in a basically a mansion. I think it was going to become a museum type of thing. But anyways, and he finds out that this home he's living in is haunted. And the rest of the movie is him trying to figure out who it's haunted by and how this spirit came to be. Um Man, this one was really, really good. First off, let's get to the acting. George C. Scott. He's always good. I haven't seen him in a lot. This Exorcist 3, Angus, he's always got he's first off, has that man ever not been old? But what I like about George C. Scott, other than that distinct voice he's got, he really has a presence to him. What I like about him in this is we get to see him. He's not so authoritative in this, like he is in. He plays a detective in Exorcist 3, or he's like the grumpy grandpa in Angus, that I've seen him in. In this, he has those moments. How would I say this? These moments of not dread, but sadness, because he's dealing with the death of his wife and daughter, and then he finds out, like I said, spoilers. He finds out that this spirit is the ghost of a child, so he's now dealing with the death of his daughter, and then this bringing back all those feelings. He works well with everybody on the screen. The only other actress that I'm going to talk about is, again, I'm horrible with names when it comes to this. I don't know if it's Evelyn Douglas. I think she was the person. Like, she was actually married to George C. Scott. Um, she works for the historical society. She's the one that gets him the house, and she's really, really good helping solve the mystery and dealing with the repercussions of the mystery. And great chemistry, really, really good. A lot of this is less is more. And speaking of Mike from American Werewolf in New Jersey, that's kind of one of our ongoing themes, for the movies we discuss over there, is less is more. And there aren't a lot of special effects in this. It's 1980, a low budget film in Canada. There's not a lot of special effects. There's some fire effects, but it's less is more. It's the tone of this movie. George C. Scott's playing the piano, and behind him, he doesn't see it. A door just slowly opens. He comes home from a night at work or whatever, and the water faucet's on in the sink. But then it gets amped up because we hear these giggles, these screaming, moans. He sees the boy's, I said the spirit was a spirit of a boy, body in a bathtub. You know what I mean? So great use of these spooky elements and mixed with this score that is also so creepy. So it's a perfect, perfect mixture. The opening sequence we get, holy shit, there's two sequences that are rough. And I'm not saying like rough to watch as in like violence or like there's no rape or blood and guts or anything like that. It's just the actions that are happening. And the opening sequence involves the death of George C. Scott's wife and daughter. And it is a complete accident. It's an auto accident. But they're caught in the snow. They move the car out of the way and they're having a snowball fight. George C. Scott goes into a phone booth to make a call to AAA or whatever, and two vehicles kind of, take out the family. But it's George C. Scott's reaction. He sees it's going to happen and he's pounding on the door of the phone booth. He can't get out because his force is keeping the door shut. And then it freezes. Boom, the changeling. So good. And then when we see what happened to the boy who was killed, that is a rough scene too. I'm not going to get too into that because I don't want to spoil it for those who possibly haven't seen it. This is my first time watching. That's a rough watch too. You know what I mean? Considering how the kid is murdered, considering who is doing the murder. Um, Rough scene. You know, a very rough scene. I like, if you think about it, I like when you find out the meaning of the word changeling. Now, a changeling, to my knowledge, you know, I've seen it in a couple of movies and I've read about it in some stories, is this mythical creature who lives in the forest, who will kidnap your child and take its form and live its life like you. That's not this. But when you finally end the movie, you will know what the changeling means. I really enjoyed that story. I'm going to keep that all a secret. That is really, really good. I like the mystery aspect of it, trying to solve the mystery. Who is Joseph? What happened to Joseph? Why is he haunting this home? Why is he trying to contact George C. Scott? You know, the little ball going down the stairs, that was his daughter's ball, George's daughter's ball. And the use of that, because it's just a child trying to play with him and he's trying to deal with that. I love when George C. Scott finally, you know, he thinks he solved the mystery and he still can't help little Joseph. He goes off on him. You know, why? What do you want from me? He's yelling and screaming. I love that because it's such a strong performance. There's a couple scenes that are really good when the lady from the historical society, she's chased by the wheelchair. You know what I mean? I won't explain the wheelchair, but that scene is terrifying. And when she falls down the stairs, holy shit, that stunt woman, I hope, got paid a lot for that stunt because it was very brutal. Um, so good. I liked. Oh, what else did I like? I liked the seance scene. There's a scene where George C. Scott has a seance in his, I guess you would say, dining area. And it's just this medium and her husband, and what her shtick is, she's not the Tangina who walks, you know, from Poltergeist, who walks and just, you know, feels the room and, you know, talks to the spirits. No, I like this as, you know, they're recording. They're doing a recording, and she's speaking to the spirit and she's writing. She's just scribbling on paper, and then suddenly, she's writing down words. Who are you, Joseph? You know, are you, you know, something or other? No, yes, you know, stuff like that. And the ferocity that this actress is playing the medium. I'm afraid she was going to stab the actor because every time she would scribble and then write down a word, the person playing her husband would pull the piece of paper and read it, and she doesn't stop, drawing and everything, and he's saying no, yes, Joseph, dead, stuff like that. I was afraid she was going to stab him in his hand because of the ferocity used when she was speaking or possessed or however you want to say, talking to this little spirit. Um, and then that reveal when George C. Scott is listening to the tape recorder and he can hear the voice of the ghost. So good, so creepy. Um, the final confrontation, I love when George C. Scott figures everything out and has a final confrontation with someone. That's a powerful scene. I'm trying to keep it as vague as possible because I don't want to spoil that. And then the final confrontation in the house. I liked it. I was a little let down because of all the buildup we've had with the mystery and who Joseph was and what happened to him when they do find his body, where they have to find his body. I like that little Scooby Doo, like, they go to, as it might sound boring, but they go to the library and look at the microfiche and they find out, the deaths and this and that. Really, really cool. All that buildup, and then we get some fire and some wind, and it's really, really cool. But then it just kind of, that's it. Credits roll. Um, However, if you have not seen, what did I do here? I don't know. Hold on. There you go. If you have not seen The Changeling from 1980, George C. Scott, get on that. If you like horror, if you like less is more horror, you know what I mean? You like something where you have this atmosphere, murder mystery. Highly, highly recommend it. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. Absolutely, really, really enjoyed that. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Have you seen this movie? Never heard of it? All this stuff. Have you only seen George C. Scott? In Exorcist 3? We're fine. Tell me what you think. What do you like about ghost stories? I got other things planned coming up for things I've never, or horror movies I've never seen for this month. Gonna be really interesting what I got planned. So I'm no longer gonna say what I have planned because they'll probably change. So with that, lots of coffee. Cheers.